You've been watching too much TV.
But all the legends of Gallifrey made it sound so perfect.
Well, perfect to look at, maybe. And it was. It was beautiful. We used to call it the shining world of the Seven System. And on the continent of wild endeavour, in the mountains of solace and solitude, there stood the citadel of the Time Lords. The oldest and most mighty race in the universe. Looking down on the galaxies below. Sworn never to interfere, only to watch.
Pointless, really, cousin.
I felt like that once when I was young. It was the blackest day of my life.
Why?
Ah, well, that's another story. I'll tell you about it one day.
Children of Gallifrey, taken from that family's age of 8, to enter the academy. And some say that's where it all began.
The point is, that day was not only my blackest, it was also my best.
What do you mean?
When he was a child. That's when the Master saw eternity. As a novice, he was taken for initiation. He stood in front of the untempered schism. It's a gap in the fabric of reality, through which could be seen the whole of the vortex. You stand there.
Well, when I was a little boy, we used to live in a house that was perched halfway up the top of a mountain. And behind our house, there sat under a tree an old man, a hermit, a monk. He lived under this tree for half his lifetime, so they said, and he learned the secret of life. So, when my black day came, I went and asked him to help.
8 years old. Staring at the raw power of time and space, just a child.
He told you the secret? And what was it?
Well, I'm coming to that, Joe, in my own time. I'll never forget what it was like up there. All bleak and cold it was. A few bare rocks with some weeds sprouting from them. And some pathetic little patches of sludgy snow. Yes, it was just grey. Grey, grey, grey.
I lied to you. Because I liked it. I could pretend. Just for a bit, I could imagine they were still alive. Underneath a burnt orange sky. I'm not just a Time Lord. I'm the last of the Time Lords. Tracer Bow was wrong, there's no one else.
My planet's gone. It's dead. It burned like the Earth. It's just rocks and dust. Before its time.
What happened? What happened?
There was a war and we lost.
There was a war. A time war. The last great time war. My people fought a race called the Daleks. For the sake of all creation. And they lost. We lost. Everyone lost.
In all place.
Obviously.
It's the fall of Arcadia, Gallifrey's second city.
But how is it doing that? How is that possible? It's an oil painting. In 3D.
Time Lord art. Bigger on the inside, a slice of real time. Frozen.
Elizabeth told us where to find it, and its significance.
You okay?
He was there.
Who was?
Me. The other me. The one I don't talk about.
I don't understand.
I've had many faces, many lives. I don't admit all of them. There's one life I've tried very hard to forget. He was the doctor who fought in the Time War, and that was the day he did it. The day I did it. The day he killed them all. The last day of the Time War.
Listen, and you will hear.
The last battleships of the temporal powers litter the plains. Monans, Fidonians, 100 other races, warriors and innocents. Some were escaping, some went down fighting. Some never knew what happened. Over on that ridge, phasing through a purple shift, a Shaylar troop carrier. They hit a Chronon mine on the edge of our system and now experience the moment of their deaths in an infinite loop. I wouldn't bother opening that one.
Poor souls. How are you doing that? Summoning their voices?
I simply know the Time War. I am connected to it.
We're all connected to it. That's the problem.
They're all gone now. My family, my friends, even that sky.
Oh, you should have seen it, that old planet. The second sun would rise in the south and the mountains would shine.
Well, the tree the old man sat under, that was ancient and twisted, and the old man himself he was as brittle and dry as a leaf in the autumn.
What did he say?
Nothing. Not a word. He just sat there silently, expressionless, and he listened whilst I poured out my troubles to him. I was too unhappy even for tears, I remember. When I'd finished, he lifted a skeletal hand and he pointed. Do you know what he pointed at?
No.
A flower.
Some would be inspired. Some would run away. And some would go mad. I don't know.
What about you?
Oh, the ones that ran away, I never stopped.
One of those little weeds. Just like a daisy it was. I looked at it for a moment, and suddenly I saw it through his eyes. It was simply glowing with life, like a perfectly cut jewel. And the colors were deeper and richer than anything you could possibly imagine. It was the daisiest daisy I'd ever seen.
And that was the secret of life. A daisy? Honestly, Doctor.
Yes, I laughed too when I first heard it. So later I got up, and I ran down that mountain, and I found that the rocks weren't grey at all. They were red, brown, purple and gold. Those pathetic little patches of sludgy snow. They were shining white in the sunlight. You still frightened, Joe?
No, not as much as I was.
That's good.